Brothers and sisters, welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion. And good morning and good evening, whatever time, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, I meant to say it. I'm always fumbling, but that's okay, right? I'm going to say it again. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone you're in. And I'm going to say it again. If you're alive and breathing, we are back to conquer another day, another year, and another decade. And I will always honor and give thanks to thy ancestors, the righteous brothers and sisters who were generals for us and got many of us into the state and the place that we are in. So be thankful. And a lot of things that's been on my mind. That's why it's good to take time to oneself, just away from things so we can think and figure things out. And may that great divine bliss or bless my current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, I thank you, because you took the time out of your day, to listen to a brother, because there are many great brothers and sisters out here. Remember that, what I always say, brothers and sisters, we always keep a family spirit and keep us from being selfish, and that's something that we should always cultivate and hold in our spirit. And salute to my family, righteous brothers and sisters that's out there doing what they have to do to fight this spiritual battle out here, physical battles, and all things that we fight off every day when we wake up. That's why I would always wake up every day, brothers and sisters. Thank that great divine and more before our feet touch the floor. And I took my kids to the bus stop this morning. I look forward to that, and it's beautiful. And I listen to my positive words. I listen to positive things in the morning, and I pass that good energy off to my son and my spiritually adopted daughter every morning, And that's why it's good to have serenity, brothers and sisters, as we will get into, away from the noise. Man, have a place of serenity. It's beautiful. And as you will learn on this walk, and as I have learned, when we have a place of serenity and we take those moments to ourselves, that's the way and the only way to manifest anything. And I'm talking about anything, whether we want to have a good day, good week, good month, good year. We have to have a place of serenity, and just for a moment, I always say we always still connect to our family, children, significant other, friends. We don't be anti-sociable, but to keep our brains on neutral ground, so to speak, not neutral like we're not doing anything or going anywhere, but just to keep ourselves sane. That's why we do a lot of these things. That's why you always hear going within and knowing thyself and be one with one spirit righteously. We hear all these things so we can stay sane, so we'll be able to see things that's beyond and not just in front of us. And as I say, have a place of serenity, and that's whatever that is, because every individual is different, brother, sister, young or old, in our families and outside our families. As you know, I keep a family spirit. I include everybody, brothers and sisters in the world, brothers and sisters online, the real ones, those who are struggling. I got empathy for you, those who are struggling, because a lot of us have been through the struggle. So Brother EBX has empathy, but at the same time, not stupid. That's another thing we learn on this walk. And these kind of thoughts that come through our mind and solutions and ways to deal with challenges, a lot of the solutions come up when we take those moments of serenity or solitude. Same thing, just moments to oneself. And I don't care what road you're on. If you're a Christian or if you're just a righteously spiritual person, or maybe you haven't got to that spiritual ground yet, whatever we're trying to manifest, remember, this is a beyond thing, because many of us have many talents, many roads, many paths, many challenges that we're dealing with. So whatever it is, especially if it's something that's beneficial and it'll help you in the future, taking moments to ourselves will help us to come up with weapons, solutions, and ways to deal with any challenge when we take those moments of solitude, serenity, moments to oneself. As I said, I don't care if you're a Christian, Muslim, what you know or believe, any of that. If you don't take moments of solitude or have some kind of serenity away from the noise, you won't be able to see a solution to fix whatever challenge we're facing, because that's whatever it is. Remember, we're all different individuals, brother, sister, young or old, in our families, outside our families. So the whole point being, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, small or big, having a place of serenity helps you to see things, and it gives you that connection to that great divine, that deep divine spirit deep within. Because as what I've always said, a lot of us that have been on this planet for a while already know, when we get to ourselves, that's when we do the most thinking. So that's when we connect. That's when we connect to that God spirit within and work out things. And I'm gonna give an example. Then I'm gonna read. Of course, I want to read a little summary. My little meditative moments where I like to read the definition of a word. I do this all the time. And because it's for oneself too. Remember, self-therapy, a beautiful thing. If we can get to this state, we have to practice it, do it, be consistent with oneself. So because when we real with oneself, we'll be real with everybody else. Person, place, thing, children, family, job, world, situation, circumstance. When you have true serenity and you have that God spirit to the pit of your soul, you'll come through any challenge with victory every time. So, but we have to think, in every situation or challenge is different. That's why we have those places of serenity. So we'll know how and what weapon to use to deal with any challenge, small, big, dynamic, complex. I'm telling you, when you study your mind, man, it's amazing the weapons we can come up with to fight off any battle, to stay sane in this life, because that's what it's about. Staying sane, not trying to impress, not trying to be a star or better than no one. Remember, I always say, no one's better, just different, brother or sister. We need to get that in our spirit. No one's better, just different. Small or big, doesn't matter. If we all are walking or marching on this mission toward that same cause, which is what? Pro-life, pro-truth, and sometimes pro-black, just depending on the situation. Now, I want to give an example of why having a place of serenity, solitude, thinking to oneself, meditate, whatever you want to call it, taking time to oneself, why it's so very, very important. And sometimes it's a pivotal point and it's a vital point in our life when we take those times of serenity. And I'm going to give an example. Now, I had a situation where I won't get into detail, but I like to talk in code, but just follow along with me on this example, why it's important to take moments to oneself and think. And another vital reason is so we don't react to things and jump the gun and stuff like that. We've all done that. That's that impulse thing. Y'all know I talk about impulses all the time. And this was one of those moments. So I'm going to give an example. And I had a situation where I had something set up, with another person, and, not mad, nothing bad or anything. And, and sometimes we make plans and they don't work out. And, back when I wasn't aware, this situation that I'm getting ready to bring up, the example I'm getting ready to give, the plan didn't work out, and I really wanted it to. But see, now the times when I wasn't aware, I would have reacted on my human side to that. But I thought about it. I thought about myself, and then I thought about the other individual that, I was making plans with that didn't happen. And just start deep thinking. I got to myself. I thought I had 2 days to think about the situation because I hadn't heard from the person or anything that I had made plans with. But, at first, the human side, that human side, it's hard to fight off sometimes. We learn as we get up in levels or age or wisdom, brother or sister. But every now and then we get those little tests just to see if we're still aware. Because God, once that great divine does bliss us with being, strong, being wise and knowledgeable and having logic, every now and then that great divine will test us every so often. So this was one of those tests. And my first almost reaction was, to get mad and, that individual's blah, blah, blah. You know how that human side try to take over, but I didn't. because I have studied up to this point. I have studied self-awareness, and as we do, if we do something long enough, we get better at it. So I'm telling you, that's the benefit of being righteous and knowing oneself. When you come into a situation or a test or a circumstance and you be like, wow, that's when you'll know if it's really in your soul, if you're really empathic, or you are, positive, if you are a positive person, or you are who you say you are when that test come about. This could be brother, sister, young or old, don't matter, because we all have been in those divine test moments. So my first reaction was to be mad and forget that person, but I didn't. I understood. I thought about it. I meditated on it. And so when I finally, and I thought, I said, well, maybe that individual got something else going on. We never know what another individual's got going on. That's why we have to study our impulses, so we don't jump the gun and do something we'll regret later. So I didn't do any of that. I thought about it all and, played out scenarios and stuff. And then when I got back to the individual, come to find out that they had some things going on and they couldn't get back to me and had some problems going on. And the very same thing that they were saying is what I was thinking. And I told the individual, I don't know what you got going on in your life, but I did keep it real with the individual. I told him, well, next time, at least let a brother know that, you can't make the plan or be there, because we got to be real with one another. We got to start. And this is for me too now. Just got to start being up front. Just say, hey, I can't do nothing right now. I'll talk to you next time when I get back to you. That kind of thing. So that's what I told this individual, and they understood. And I told them, it's cool. We don't have to, let this escalate and turn into something bad. I understand you had something going on, but next time just communicate with a brother. And the individual's like, okay, yeah, you right. And that's how we work through solutions. And because if I would have went off my human feelings and F that individual and all that, and it would have escalated, then me and the individual wouldn't have been talking anymore and all that stuff. So, we always have to look at both sides. There's two sides to every story. And what I always say on this channel, brothers and sisters, always look above and beyond ourselves sometimes. Now, we stick to that inner core, but sometimes we have to almost step outside of our own selves and kind of put ourselves in another individual's shoes. That's being empathic. So that having a place of serenity helps with this kind of stuff, because we have to have those moments to think to oneself. And it could be meditation, it could be prayer, but it all comes down to serenity. Having a place of serenity, somewhere you can retreat to just to gather your thoughts so you can get back on board and stay sane, especially if we got children, family, significant other. So, and as I heard a great brother say, I will always kind of say what a brother say or a sister say. Y'all know I do that. As I heard a great brother say, everywhere you go, there you are. So we have to deal with ourselves, whether we want to or not. Even if we're trying to ignore little flaws, whether it's physical, in the life, a situation, or a mental, it's not going to go away. Everybody comes to that truth, or the truth's going to come to us. Either or. Everybody has a truth that they have to deal with in their lives, It's all about how we deal with it. That's why we have to have places of serenity, away from the noise, because there's a lot of noise out here. Social media, the world, the news, the little personal things going on in our own lives. Some of us have jobs and kids going to school and different things going on. That's why you got to take those places of serenity. So I want to read a little summary, as I always do. And excuse me if I backed off from the mic. You might not hear my voice too good. All right, I want to read this little summary and thank those that's been listening. Anyone that has been riding along with the brothers, salute my generals. Because again, there are many great brothers and sisters out here, and that's in our families and outside our families. Always and forever, keep that divine family spirit, no matter what. I don't care what space we in, Never let the negative things of this world, taint what we have fought too hard to get to where we are right now. My generals, salute. So thank those that's been listening. And this is going to be another meditative moment. And it's just a small summary. Man, what it's like having a place of serenity. All right, here we go. Just a one little sentence. The state of being calm, peaceful, and untroubled or unbothered. And I think I read this in another podcast, but I wanted to read it again, because I think it's important, take those times to oneself, minds to one. I'm about to stutter. Take those times to oneself to really process things, and and it helps you to see the actions in others when you think about people you have been around that day or whatever, or somebody did something out of the ordinary that you kind of caught you off guard. You take those moments of serenity and think about it, whether it's children or somebody in the family or the job or just a stranger you come across. Anything, analyzing can be good. As long as we're not too over analyzing, but just kind of paying attention to things. It keeps us on course, keeps us on path, brothers and sisters, keeps us focused and being ready. I always got to throw in there while we enjoy our lives too. Because a lot of times I say this for myself too. Don't let ourselves become too rigid or too serious or too deep. Learn to have fun. And this for me too, brothers and sisters. I have to teach myself this. And I do have fun. I have my serious, my focused moments. But I have my times where I'm fun and hilarious and be goofy and have this goofy voice I like to do. And, what in the hell? Stuff like that. I do that at work all the time. And one of my coworkers I work with is like, you always do that voice, my cable guy voice. And I say stuff like, it just tweaks my goddamn heart, boy, I tell you. I do goofy stuff like that. You have to be goofy sometimes, When you are truly aware of oneself, you won't care what person, place, or thing thinks about you, especially when you have been on this planet and on this walk for a long, long time. I'm talking about putting in decades into building oneself to be that strong, righteous brother or sister, because it takes work, brothers and sisters. Again, as I said many times, can't go outside that process. Care who we are. If you want to be true to oneself and really stay sane in this life. And as I put at the beginning of this title, encouragement. I'll always encourage, because there were those who encouraged me. And it feels good. It's fulfilling, to pass on good energy to a listener, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, brother or sister, family member, anybody that takes the time to listen to a brother. It will always be appreciative. And how do we come up with these things? How do we maintain our peace that we have? Some of us have fought for. It's hard. It was more than a challenge. It was hard to get to a place. So some of us have really fought hard to get to the place we're in. And there's nothing and no person, place, or thing can do to stop us. And what's the main thing that we can do to maintain this spiritual ground that we have fought, that we're standing on right now, righteously? Always have places or times of serenity, away from the freaking noise, because you can't hear it when you're all in the noise. You can't see the chaotic or toxicity if you're in it. Got to be on the outside of it. Like in relationships and stuff, you have to, like, if it's been something you really need to get away from and think about, that's what you have to do. And if an individual we break up with, this brother or sister, and they have been toxic, when you break up with them for a while, and you have to leave them for a while, you have to not be around them to really see if they really are all the things they were doing, especially if they were toxic. And if you've been away from them for a long, long time, and they still being toxic and haven't learned, that's your answer right there. So that's my whole point of having a place of serenity. Will help you to see things like that in individuals, with brother, sister, in the world, relationship, children, as I said, job, stranger. Places of serenity will always bring things to the surface, always. And I'm telling you, that's a deep, deep form of meditation. As I heard a great brother talk about here on YouTube, that talked about the importance of meditation. And it is prayer, whatever you want to put on it. In this crazy ass world, some of it can be crazy. Some of it is on purpose. Some of it is ordained. Some of it has been planned, talking in code. But when you have those places of serenity, away from all this freaking noise, I'm telling you, you'll be a winner, and you'll step into victory in everything. Whether it's hard, challenging, complex, you take those places of serenity. You have those times, those quiet times, telling you, you'll be able to fight off battles, physical, spiritual, in the world, whatever it is. Because that's when we truly connect to that great divine spirit deep within, when we have places of serenity. Remember, a state of being calm, peaceful, untroubled, or unbothered. That's a form of self-therapy. Again, you hear me say that a lot for me too. So, because I have to work on oneself too. So, again, I've said this many times before. We can never ever begin to influence others if we got wrong shit deep within. We have to work on ourselves, real talk, because we all have this human flesh. And I say time and time again, the human flesh is not shit. Never listen to the human flesh. Remember that example I gave a little while ago when I made the plans with an individual and it went south and it didn't work out. What was the first thing that my flesh wanted to do? It wanted to be mad. It wanted to do this and forget that person and all that. No, but that spiritual side that I have been working on, righteously, I'm telling you, your spirit will be a bully when you have practiced on keeping it stable. I'm talking about righteous now. And you have been doing it over time. You have just been studying yourself over time. You'll pass that test. You'll pass many tests, because I'm telling you, there will be tests. We never can live in this illusionist world, if that's a word, or living on some kind of cloud. I've said that before too. We always got to kind of stay focused, because the higher up we go in levels of self-awareness, there will always be tests. That's just the reality. But it won't become like you're looking for tests. You'll see. It's like you'll start to see them. You'll know them when you see them, especially if you practice on yourself, brother or sister, over time. It'll be easy, So if you already studied, you're ready for any test, real talk, especially when we have those moments of serenity, when we have a place of serenity, away from the freaking noise. So that's my thought. And that was just something that was in my spirit, something I was marinating on or meditating on. And thank those again for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. When you have time, whatever you're going through, I don't care what it is, if you want to figure things out, have to have those places of serenity, away from this freaking noise out here. I'm serious, real talk, especially in those pivotal, vital times in our lives, because we all know one choice, one wrong choice, one negative, toxic, bad choice, fuck up your whole life. Then you spend your whole life trying to go back and fix and change and all that, so that's why we try to stay as right as we possibly can. And again, one thing that will help with this is having a place of serenity. Got to block out that toxic noise. So thank those for coming in to like I said, another discussion. I appreciate you, current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that views. Salute. May that great divine bliss bless you in your life. My real like-minded content creators out there, emphasis on real brothers and sisters. May that great divine bliss bless you in your life, as well as my family. Man, may that great divine bliss bless my family and our lives. And I honor my family. Salute. I honor your family. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. Please keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. Man, to fight off any battles, any evil feelings, toxic things that's coming at us, person, place, or thing, all this shit coming at us at all angles, skirt, stop and have a place of serenity and connect with that great divine spirit within. Real talk. Till next time, have a great one and stay strong. Salute.